Enlightening the self. Continuing from our last video in which we were speaking of the first service being to the self, and that the self has to be the beginning, meaning the personal self has to be the beginning, middle, and end. Of course, the personal self expands as we move deeper and deeper into light. However, how does one bring light or facilitate the revelation of light or the realization of light? We can say we're bringing the light in, or we can say we're simply opening to the light that we are. It doesn't really matter what images we use. These are just things to keep this busy so that we can, first and foremost, it's a combination of things, but it ends with surrender, because you are light. You don't have to create it. You don't have to bring it in. You don't have to reveal it or realize it. It is who you are. So it's a function of surrendering what you are not, which is the darkness, which is the constant stream of thoughts, the constant stream of personal identities. You think you are a body, a series of thoughts and feelings, a history, and an anticipated future, likes and dislikes and opinions, prejudices, and although you won't call them prejudices, you'll call them opinions, but we all have our prejudices and just these various constellations that make up the personality, your job, your gender, your nationality, and so forth. These things. Now, these aren't darkness in and of themselves. They can be simple facts. But when this cluster of things becomes who we think we are and we're always defending it, that's what's blocking our ability to know who we are. So the first thing we need to do, and with consistency, is to sit in stillness. We need to be mindful. We need to watch ourselves, what we're thinking and feeling, without judging it, without explaining it, without negating it or pushing it down, sublimating it, and without projecting it onto someone else. What's happening within your world is yours, without judging it, without explaining it, without pretending it's not there, and experiencing that. It will feel difficult sometimes, often, the beginning especially, before you realize that what you're experiencing, though it's unpleasant, is actually the benediction of the light clearing away because we're clinging to the darkness as who we are. However, just to be still, meaning a meditation practice or a silent prayer, you can be with God, you can pray, but instead of saying, God, give me this, do that, here's the thing, tell me this, I'm having that trouble, I'm having this thing and that other thing, it's whatever you want to say, that's that part of it. But the silent prayer where you say, okay, God, let me be still within and hear your voice. Meditation, which is listening, making space, stillness. These practices, moving and being mindful through your day, which is moving meditation, to be conscious. There are plenty of videos on the True Diamond Heart channel there, YouTube channel, and elsewhere, billions, on how to meditate and how to be mindful. So you can look into that. We might get into it later. We'll see what happens. But first and foremost is to make the space and the time to prioritize it. You say you don't have time, you can't do it, you can't keep still. That's not true. You can and you will. It's whether you do it now or in a million years. You will do it now, whenever that now is. Your now might be a lot into the future because you'll create more time to avoid doing it, but you will eventually come to the place where you'll have to face stillness and mindfulness. And these things will clear away the fog, the confusion, the misunderstandings, and the error of all of the inauthenticity. And it will reveal the light that you are. That's how we work with light within. And then there's also eating properly, sleeping properly, honoring the body, relationships, trying to keep those clean, telling the truth, not making assumptions if you can help it, or noticing when you're making assumptions. Being courageous enough to be authentic as much as possible, within, not what you're showing other people. Be honest within about what's happening within, whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Just see it. This is mindfulness, part of mindfulness. Working with light within is the beginning.